Hello, everyone. This is part two of my week one college football picks. Last week, I didn't do so bad. I went 50-50 with a 1-1 record. Florida won their game. I picked them. Although Arizona, I'm not going to say shockingly, but did lose to Hawaii. I was tempted to pick Hawaii, but I ended up going with Arizona. Not the best decision. Also, I was way off on the point spread, so don't expect me to do the point spread uh, very often, if ever again. I might mention it in the games when I make the picks, but so far I'm starting off the year with a 500 record, 1-1. So this time around, this is part two of my week one picks for college football. This is where everybody starts to play, and if you didn't watch the first video, I will only be doing top 25 games during the regular season. Postseason, I will do all the conference championship games and, of course, the Army-Navy games. Still haven't decided if I'm going to do the bowl games. That'll be determined at a later date. One thing I should mention before I get into my picks for this week, there will be an upset alert. You will see the picture on the video, and I'm not going to tell you when it's going to pop up, where it's going to pop up, but you could get, at some point, one upset alert during each video, or at least I'd like to think there will be. We'll have to wait and see. So, with that said, let's dive into this week's picks for what I call part two of week one of the college football season. Going to start with the Thursday games. Central Florida, 17th ranked in the country, according to the Associated Press. They are hosting Florida A&M. They are a 47.5 point favorite. I will take Central Florida to beat Florida A&M. The national champions, the number one team in the country, the Clemson Tigers. They have a home game to start the season, and it's a conference game against Georgia Tech. Clemson is a 36-point favorite. Why should I go against the defending national champions? Clemson will beat Georgia Tech. Texas A&M will be hosting Texas State. Texas A&M, 12th in the country. They are a 33.5 point favorite to beat Texas State, and guess what? Texas A&M will beat Texas State. And the last Thursday game is a very interesting game. It is basically for control of the state of Utah, as Utah will be at BYU. Utah, 14th in the nation. They are a 6-point favorite, and this is where I'm going to call my upset alert, because I see BYU beating Utah at home. I think the Cougars are going to go in and they're going to beat the Utes of Utah, even though if you didn't watch College Game Day this week, Lee Corso has Utah in the college football playoffs. I don't see that happening, and I see Utah losing to BYU. On to Friday, two top 25 games there. 19th ranked Wisconsin is at South Florida. Wisconsin, 12.5 point favorite. This could be a trick game, but I see Wisconsin beating South Florida. And the other game on Friday is Tulsa at 18th ranked Michigan State. Michigan State, a 22.5 point favorite. I gotta go with the Spartans on this one. They will win. Saturday, start with South Alabama at 24th ranked Nebraska. Nebraska somehow is a 36 point favorite to beat South Alabama. Maybe I missed something, but I'm going to take Nebraska over South Alabama. 21st ranked Iowa State hosts Northern Iowa. The Cyclones are an 18.5 point favorite. I am going to go with Iowa State. 5th ranked Ohio State in their first game without Urban Meyer. They will be hosting Florida Atlantic University. The Buckeyes are a 27.5 point favorite. I will take Ohio State to beat FAU. Washington, 13th in the country. They will host Eastern Washington. Thankfully, this game will not be on the red field. Washington is a 21 point favorite. I will take the Huskies to beat Eastern Washington. 15th ranked Penn State will host Idaho. Penn State is a 40 point favorite to beat the Vandals. I do like Penn State winning in that one. Duke goes to play number 2, Alabama. Alabama's a 34.5-point favorite. I see Duke winning. In another universe, Alabama will beat Duke. 25th ranked Stanford will be hosting Northwestern. Stanford is a 6.5-point favorite. This is a tricky game. Watch out for Northwestern. They're a really good football team. Made it to the Big Ten championship game last year. I sort of want to go with the Wildcats, but I think Stanford being at home is going to be a big factor. I'm going to take the Cardinals to beat Northwestern. 22nd ranked Syracuse will be at Liberty. Syracuse is an 18-point favorite. I will take Syracuse to beat Liberty. In the only game of two teams ranked in the top 25 playing against each other, 11th ranked Oregon will take on 16th ranked Auburn in Arlington, Texas. Auburn is a 3.5-point favorite. It's a very interesting call on that one. For a little bit, I was leaning towards Auburn only because of the travel, but I think Oregon is going to take this game because of their veteran quarterback, who could have gone number 1 in the NFL draft last year, decided to stay for his senior year. I like the senior experience. I think the Ducks are going to beat Auburn. 7th-ranked Michigan will be hosting Middle Tennessee. Michigan is a 34-point favorite. I like Michigan to win in the Big House. Another conference game with a top 25 team, 3rd-ranked Georgia will be at Vanderbilt. Georgia is a 21-point favorite. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs to beat Vanderbilt. 6th-ranked LSU will be hosting Georgia Southern. LSU is a 27.5-point favorite. I really wouldn't worry about this one. I like LSU over Georgia Southern. 20th ranked Iowa is hosting Miami of Ohio. Iowa is a 21.5-point favorite. Don't worry, Hawkeyes. I got you back. Iowa will win this one. 10th ranked Texas will be hosting Louisiana Tech. Texas is a 20.5-point favorite. Now, Texas the last 2 years have lost their first game of the regular season, both to Maryland. But I don't see Texas losing their opening game 3 years in a row. I like the Longhorns to beat Louisiana Tech. And the final game on Saturday, 23rd ranked Washington State hosts New Mexico State. Washington State, 31.5-point favorite. I like the Cougars to beat New Mexico State. The Sunday night game, believe it or not, there's a Sunday night college football game this week. 4th-ranked Oklahoma will play Houston. Oklahoma is a 23.5-point favorite. I'm going to give Houston a shot here. I don't think Houston's going to get beat by that much. I think Oklahoma will win, but I don't see Houston losing by 23.5. Oklahoma will win the game, though. And finally, on Labor Day, 9th-ranked Notre Dame goes to Louisville to play the Cardinals. Pardon me. Notre Dame, 20.5-point favorite. A lot of people have Louisville, I almost say Louisiana, Louisville to pretty much be at the bottom of the ACC this year. I'm going to take Notre Dame to beat Louisville. So, going to have to wait and see how my 1-1 record goes after this set of games this week. You guys can tell me in the comments below if you agree or disagree with any of my picks from part 2 of week 1 of the college football season. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you next week.